Okay, so hello learners, thank you for your love and support, and this time we have decided to improve our content by introducing three new plans. So statistically it is shown that only 27% of the total registered students clear the qualifier, but 52% of our enrolled students clear the paper with flying colors after joining this program. So one may ask, like, what are the perks one will get after joining the program? One will get access to classes from expert faculties, live doubt classes to resolve all your doubts, and detailed conceptual solution of all graded assignments, previous year papers, mock tests, and all materials that are required to confirm your selection in qualifier and continue your journey in IIT Madras. We are all gonna provide it. And you will also be added to member exclusive WhatsApp and Telegram group for instant reply and doubt resolution. And you know what? All this for just rupees 599, which is just one-time investment for a month. So, what are you waiting for? Grab the opportunity to call yourself an IITN. So, we also have other plans, like for 119 we will provide detailed solution of all graded assignments for your qualifiers, as eligibility to appear for qualifier exam depends on your marks in the graded assignment. One will also be added to member exclusive WhatsApp and Telegram group for instant reply and doubt resolution for just 119 rupees, which is all it takes to confirm your hall ticket for the qualifier exam. And lastly, we are there to help you after your qualifier selection by providing detailed conceptual solution of all graded assignment, previous year papers, interim quiz, revision sessions, and everything, all the materials that are required for you to have a very good grade in your IT journey, and all the doubts will be cleared using the exclusive member-only WhatsApp and Telegram groups. Thank you for your love and support, and for more details, you can visit our website. Thank you.
Welcome to the part 2 of the grid assignment, week 3, guys. So let us start from the sixth question. In the sixth question, we are given that the following pseudocode is executed using the scores dataset. At the end of execution, variable count captures the number of students whose total marks are greater than the average marks. This is one condition, where the second condition is but has scored below the subject average, that is x dot math or x dot physics or x dot chemistry. In any two subjects, they must be less than average, like math dot average and physics dot average, something like that. Only in any two subjects, but not all the three. So now let us find out the most suitable code that has to be put inside line 17 to line 19 area. Now coming to the final choices. Here A is false, B is false, C is false, and D is false. If x dot total is greater than average t, this is what is given in the question, and that is 100% right. If x dot mathematics less than average of mathematics, here we are checking for a pair called mathematics and physics. If they are less than their average marks, then B is being equivalent to true. The same here it's happening with physics and chemistry, whereas here it's happening with mathematics and chemistry. Always remember one thing, guys. Only any one of the statements of line 8, line 11 and line 14, only one among these three conditions is going to get satisfied, because they are given that it's only two subjects. So either B must be equivalent to true, C to be true, and D to be true. Only one among these three will be set to true, whereas the remaining two will be false. Why they will be false? Because we are using an AND operator. The complete statement will go towards false if one of them is false. So now coming to the most suitable code that we have to place in the gap given. It will be from the question. What did they tell us? They told us that variable count captures the number of students whose total marks are more than the average. See, this is what count is going to store. The combination of these two statements is what count is going to store. The first thing is total must be greater than average, and the second condition should be two subjects must be less than their average scores. So guys, now in combination of these two criteria, let us find out the most suitable option. Here it is very obvious that if we apply an AND operator between B, C and D, definitely the complete answer will be 0, and no way we will be incrementing the value of count if we use an AND operator between B, C and D. Therefore it is made clear that we should only use OR operator. So now coming to the options, if A will definitely be equivalent to true, because this is true, this has to be true. That means in order for this to be equivalent to true, let us say that we are taking mathematics and physics pair to be satisfying the condition, then this becomes true or false, and the final answer is true, and the value of A is true, and therefore true and true will be giving us true. So we can sort out A to be one of the correct answers, but this being a single correct answer, let us check out if there is any other more suitable option than option A. If A and B and C. See here, as I said, this is a completely false. As we have considered for mathematics and physics pair, B and C will be true because B is true and C is false. No, it will be for true only for B and C. A being true, B and C being true, and the remaining being false, and they are having AND operators in between. Therefore option B is a mistake. As we have discussed, B and C is going to be true. See here, here we are using OR operator. Whenever we are using an OR operator, even A can be false. If A is false, if A is false, then the question goes out of meaning, right? Therefore option C is also a mistake. And always remember one thing, we should not use OR operators when such important classification criteria is given for the student to solve. Therefore the only correct answer is A. Now coming to the seventh question. The following pseudocode is executed using course dataset. Sum A, sum B, not here, I will note it down somewhere here. Sum A is equal to sum B is equal to 0. Count A is equal to count B is equal to 0. A, J, K and all these three variables are zeros. So now coming to the point, guys, what are they asking us? At the end of execution, A represents the number of students from Madurai. Here they are very specific that it is from Madurai, having total marks. They are asking us with respect to marks scored by the students. So now coming towards this point, towards the marks criteria, while pile 1 has more cards, if the student is coming from Vellore, then his marks will be towards sum A. So sum A stores what? Vellore students marks. And count A stores what? It stores the number of Vellore students. So we are done with two variables. If it is from Chennai, then it goes for sum B. Sum B and count B are both for Chennai, same like Vellore. Sum B stores the total Chennai thus to the total marks of Chennai students, and count B stores the total number of Chennai students. Now coming to J and K. J is a variable which has been written something like sum by count. Here J is representing the mean marks or the average marks average of Vellore students, and K stores average of Chennai students. While pile 2 has more cards, if the city or town is Madurai, and now coming towards this important point, guys, if the city of student is Madurai and his marks being greater than the average of Vellore, right? X dot total is greater than average Vellore, and X dot total is less than average of Chennai students. Then A is equal to A plus 1. So here the range lies between Vellore should be greater than Vellore and must be less than Chennai. So let us find out the most suitable option, guys. Greater than the average marks of students from Vellore, but less than Chennai. That's what I have written here, right? So option C is the correct answer. Now coming towards question number 8. A captures the number of female students who are below average in at least one subject. Females who are below average in at least one subject. Right, so now let us find out the mistakes present here. A is 0, perfect. Here let us first go on here. So here it is enough if we check only the lines 1, 3, 7 and 13. Only these are given, that means we will have to concentrate only upon these lines, because the others are not given, they are assumed to be true. So there is no problem with the first line, so it's not a mistake. Line 1 is perfect. Line 3, B is true. See here, whenever we are taking less than one subject, below average in one subject, then it must be false, right? This has to be false. But here they have given it to be true, therefore line 3 is a mistake. Line 3 is a mistake. Incorrect initialization, it has to be false. And now coming to line number 7. B is false. Why it has to be false? Because it got this particular condition got satisfied, which is below average in at least one subject. This has to be true, therefore line 7 is also mistake. And now coming to line number which line? 1, 3, 7, 13. Line number 7 is also a mistake. Now coming to line 13. If x dot chemistry is less than C, B is equal to false. See, here also they have given a mistake, but here they have maintained that dignity. Here B is set to true. This is what a real programmer or a real person with good brain does. Therefore options B, C, D are correct. Incorrect update and incorrect update. So B, C, D are the correct answers because lines 3, 7, 13 have particular mistakes. See here, apart from identifying mistakes, we've also given you what has to be a correct answer as well, which no one actually does. So make use of that, guys. Now coming to question number 9. The following pseudocode is executed using course dataset. What will A represent at the end of execution? A is 0. I'll just choose another dark pen. A is 0, guys. A is equal to A plus E is in sequence of X. See, this is another function. Is in sequence of X. So let us see what is this is in sequence actually does. This is in sequence actually checks if the marks of a student, that is if the mathematics marks are greater than physics marks, and if the physics marks are less than chemistry marks. If we write them down, if we write it in a singular line, if x dot math greater than physics less than chemistry, so this is what it has to be. In that case it will return 1 or else it will return 0, and this return value will definitely increment or do nothing towards the variable a. A is equal to a plus 1. This 1 is going to appear when these two conditions get satisfied, and this 0 is going to come when either of the conditions is not satisfied. Therefore it is what does A represent? A represents the number of students with highest marks in mathematics out of the 3 subject marks. Let us see if that is the correct answer. No, right? Because we do not know what the mathematics and physics we are sure of physics and mathematics, but we are not sure of, we are sure of physics and chemistry, but we are not actually damn sure of mathematics and chemistry, right? Therefore option A is not the correct answer. Option B, number of students with highest marks only in mathematics and lowest marks only in physics. This is also not perfect. Just a second, guys. Number of students with highest marks only in mathematics. This is what we have assumed, right? X dot math is less. Yes. If x dot math is greater than physics and physics is less than x dot chemistry, then what it should be? It should be that number of students with highest marks only in mathematics out of the 3 subjects. We cannot tell that, right? Here if you think that option A is correct, then you are putting yourself into trouble. See here, x dot mathematics is greater than x dot physics. This statement, whereas this pair can also be represented as x dot chemistry is greater than x dot physics. That doesn't mean both are greater, right? So how can we establish a relation between mathematics and chemistry now? So it is number of students with lowest marks only in physics out of the 3 subjects. Because we are unable to establish a relation between mathematics and chemistry, hence we will have to sort out our answer based on the physics subject, which is option D. And now coming to question number 10. sum t count t b is 0. What will a represent at the end of execution? Sum t count t and b is equal to 0. All the three are zeros. While table 1 has more cards. Okay, see here, count t stores the number of cards that have been read or the total number of cards. Sum t stores what? See here, they have given sum t is equal to sum t plus x dot letter count. That means sum t is a variable which stores the letter count. So what is variable b? Variable b is something like sum t by count t, that is the average letter count. A is 0. Okay, if the x dot letter count is greater than b, we'll have to check this condition when the word is ending with a comma. That means there is a continuation after that word as a separate subpart of a sentence, right? So let us see if that is going to happen here. Number of words that end with a comma, no, that's not the correct answer. Number of words that end with a comma and have a letter count greater than ratio. We cannot tell that to be ratio, right? Ratio is something that we come across in mathematics but not in computational thinking. We do come across in computational thinking as well, but we do not call that to be ratio. But we indeed call this to be number of words to sum of letter count. This is not actually what is there in this question. So option B is out of context. It is not at all a part of question. So now coming to questions, option C, number of words that end with a comma and have letter count less than. No, here it is given greater than, but here they are telling less than equal to. So option C is also a mistake. Then the remaining answer is option D, that end with a comma and have a letter count greater than average letter count of the data set. Here I am going to justify how to select this by not following the eliminating wrong answer method. See here, as I said, b is a variable that is going to store average letter count, sum t by count t. So b means what? Average letter count. And what does x dot letter count means? Number of words. It is a word that is having the letter, that is having the number of letters more than the average letter count of that particular sentence to which it belongs, right? Therefore in that way option D is correct answer. With this we have ended the graded assignment 3, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Please stay subscribed to the channel and do like it and share it with your friends as well. Thank you.